Hello, my citizen legislators. I want to talk about what happened a week ago from Wednesday when CNN made the disastrous decision to allow the former president of the United States, primetime cable, to just spew his lies and his hate. I want to talk about CNN's so called primetime town hall with former President Agent Orange. When you elect a clown, expect a circus. All I'm saying. Welcome back to Topless Government, my citizen legislators. I'm the host, Crystal Ellerby. This is my second season of Topless Government, and this is going to be a really good year for Topless Government, the podcast. But my citizen legislators, let's get into this. So look, CNN went full Jerry Springer on Wednesday, May 10th, 2023, by hosting a town hall meeting for former President Donald Trump at Saint Anselm College in New Hampshire. The town hall was moderated by Kaitlin Collins, who, by the way, used to work for Tucker Carlson, but I digress. Now, I didn't watch the town hall meeting for a variety of reasons because, NBA playoffs, and I got better sense than to watch that. But I wanted to talk about this on my podcast because it's top of mind with everybody. And I want to be top of mind. I want to be current about things that go on to educate you. So I knew Trump was going to go all in on spewing the lies about the 2020 election and about the insurrection that occurred on January 6th, 2021. But what I don't appreciate is that CNN Chief Chris Licht, he defended his decision to give Trump the opportunity to continue to spew his lies and his hate. He basically said CNN did a public service to the nation because Trump is a leading contender for the presidency in 2024. Bite me. 3 million people watched this spectacle. 3 million people watched this. Keep that in mind. CNN didn't just do this for the good of the nation. They did it for ratings because their ratings are in the toilet. And they did it for money. And they did it for the good of CNN. Look, I'm all about making money, my citizen legislators. I really am. But however, what I don't appreciate is that Kaitlin Collins took more time with her makeup, hair, and her wardrobe. She had on a white suit. Please, girl, you should have fact-checked him and you should have read him like Leslie Stahl read his fat ass when he was on 60 Minutes and he stormed out of the interview. Fact-checking in real time can happen, my citizen legislators, and don't let anybody tell you differently. Like some of the so-called women on The View when Sunny Hoiston was speaking her truth in her piece about this, and they tried to check her and silence her by over-talking her. She used to work at CNN. But look, let me go on. Because I'm getting to CNN, and I'm getting to a particular personality on CNN. Let me drink my water to moisturize my throat so I can read to filth. Cleared my throat, my citizen legislators, and it's time to read to filth. I'm going to read Anderson Cooper. Did y'all see what he said? He made the most condescending remarks defending CNN, praising Kaitlin Collins, and basically saying that Americans shouldn't silo themselves from only listening to folks they agree with. Anderson Cooper, you need to sit down because you're trifling. You really need to sit down. How dare you? The majority of Americans don't live in a silo. We're all fully aware of Trump and his mega cult followers. Trust me. I live in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital. I live on Capitol Hill. I still work in politics. I am fully much well aware of what Trump has said, what he stands for. I don't live in a silo. And for you to sit there and say publicly that we all Americans shouldn't live in a silo. Oh, please. You know what? If it wasn't for the civil rights movement, you wouldn't have certain rights as a gay man. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Don't appreciate you like your former colleague, Sonny Hoyson, and she's your friend, because y'all known each other for a couple of decades. You gaslighted us. You tried to gaslight us. I get it. You want to keep your job. I totally get it. Because you got a family to support. I totally get it. Totally get it. But what I'm like, seriously, this is what I don't like. Y'all allowed that man to have a platform. I mean, this goes back to 2016. The media, you are complicit in the making of Donald Trump and his successful campaign for presidency in 2016. You're the reason why he got elected, because y'all gave him a platform. And y'all gonna do it again. But CNN Chief Chris Licht, whatever your name is, I don't care. Oh, it was a public service. I did a public service. CNN did a public service for the nation. Screw you. Well, then there should be a town hall for President Joe Biden and for Vice President Kamala Harris. Equal time. Let's see if you do it. And let's talk about the makeup of the audience. And apparently, I've read recently that there is audio, a conversation between the CNN chief and the former president. And then also, they told the audience to not boo, which led to the fact, well, we could just do or say whatever we want. Oh, yeah, when the former president talked about, the woman that accused him of sexual assault. And in the civil case, she was awarded $5 million. But you're going to call her all kinds of names. And I hope she sue you again for defamation. I mean, people, are y'all kidding me with this? This man does not have the discipline to run a country. I mean, you saw what happened when he was president. Nothing got done. I mean, come on. I'm like, I just don't understand, y'all. I really don't. I truly do not understand that. I just cannot believe what you said about Jean Carroll. And right after, I mean, literally a day after, a jury found you liable for sexually abusing her in 1996, and they awarded her $5 million in a judgment. And you gonna go on CNN and you called her a nut job. For real? You called her a nut job. And CNN, you allowed this to happen. You gave that man a platform. Let me ask you this. Are you going to give a platform to those Republicans that are they're going to run against him? It'll be interesting to see, but I'm going to be perfectly honest here. What y'all did was a travesty. Y'all should have done your research. You didn't. You didn't. Kaitlin Collins, you did a disservice. You did. You are no Leslie Stahl. Fact checking in real time. Y'all should have had a fact checker there. And you should have had on the chevron on the screen every time he spewed a lie. Y'all should have been ready, but you weren't. Because now Kaitlin Collins is going to be rewarded. She's going to be the new face of the primetime, evening primetime slot, I believe, of Don Lemon. I mean, come on. I find the fact that Anderson Cooper, you address the criticism. You said, oh, I know why y'all are mad, da da da. And then you try to downplay it and basically turn it back on the rest of us. I call bullshit. I really do. I call bullshit because you're being disingenuous. And I get you want to keep your job. I truly do. I get that you want to keep your job. But you are doing it on the backs of others. You really are. And it's not fair that y'all allowed that man a platform. And now he fully believes that he can continue to do whatever. And what also annoyed me is this. When Anderson Cooper said, if y'all think any of these these charges and everything against the former president are going to solve the problem of getting rid of him, it hasn't thus far. How dare you undermine and belittle those courageous attorneys on what they're trying to do in New York, in Georgia? How dare you? How dare you? You should really be ashamed of yourself, but you're not, because you can go home at night and, let's be perfectly honest. You're white and you're a man. Let's move on. Because I find it just despicable that you would allow that, CNN. And look, and on top of that, what Sonny Hoyson on The View said, Trump received 46.9% of the vote in 2020 and lost the popular vote by over 7 million votes. And y'all giving him a platform? Now, granted, okay, he may possibly win in 2024, maybe, but I swear to you, I think that there's going to be a reckoning, because we got Gen Zers and the Gen Alphas. They ain't playing. Their parents are Generation Xers, and I'm a Generation Xer. And what's our motto? Fuck around and find out. We're the latchkey kids. We're the ones that our parents basically told us, you better get your butt out of this house. And we could go everywhere, anywhere. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have PlayStations. We were out and about, rigging up stuff on skateboards. We were bikes and all this other stuff. We'll see what happens 2024. But I'm going to tell you, CNN, you did not do this as a public service for our nation. You just gave this man his platform to continue to lie, call that Capitol Police officer a thug. But that's fine, because you got your ratings. You got really good ratings for that one night last Wednesday. But guess what? You're going to suffer the consequences. Because I guess, I hope the advertisers put their money where their mouth is. I truly do. Because I think in the grand scheme of things, that's the only thing that you understand is money and advertising money. You better make sure, equal time, do one for President Biden. Let's just do it. The new ownership of CNN, they're far to the right. They're far to the right. They don't care about us. They don't. I mean, and even those are CNN employees who have come out and said, how dare you? This is what CNN stands for. I mean, it's basically another version of Fox News and Newsmax, because that's what it looks like. I mean, it's ridiculous that what I don't understand, the makeup of the audience in New Hampshire, which has a small minority population, but those idiots in there were literally cheering and laughing about what the former president said about E. Jean Carroll. The day after he was held liable. I mean, I want y'all to look at some of my show notes, and I have some links to a bunch of articles like Politico. They have enough with the belly aching over CNN's Trump town hall. And, also, y'all check out The Hill. So there's an article, Trump shares fake video of Anderson Cooper reacting to CNN town hall. Are you kidding me? Yeah. So he doctored a video of Anderson Cooper so he can push forward his narrative. Y'all think about that. And then, Rolling Stones, CNN is hosting a town hall for a guy who tried to get me killed. I have a link to the transcript. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is where we are. We have news media outlets like CNN who gave this fool a platform. I mean, I'm sorry. And then, okay, Kaitlin Collins, she's anchor and chief correspondent. Correspondent for what? She did a disservice. And apparently, according to Variety, Kaitlin Collins is expected to anchor CNN's 9 p.m. hour after tangling with Trump. Because y'all praised her. Excuse me, for being brave. Really? I don't see anything brave about this because she did not check him. She did not check him at all. I mean, she was so over her head on this. It wasn't even funny. It was not even funny. I just find it just so just irresponsible. I find it just abhorrent. I just don't understand why y'all would even, because he's a major contender for the 2024 presidency. And I'm like, whatever, bite me. I'm done. I mean, but I had to do an episode on this. I had to, because I have to speak my piece on this. I'm going to say it again. Elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. And for those of you doubting Thomases who always talk about President Biden and Vice President Harris, don't do this, don't do that. They haven't done anything. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. They have. I mean, even today they announced $11 billion in funding for rural electric cooperatives to advance clean energy. Y'all just, you naysayers just get on my nerves because you don't do anything. And then a lot of you are high profile and you spout this on your talk shows. You spout this on social media, and then everybody sees it as gospel. It's not gospel. You're ignorant. You're ignorant because all you do is cherry pick. You pick and choose what you want to see. Y'all get on him about gun reform. I'm going to tell you again, he's done so much that he could do with executive privilege and executive orders. Congress needs to help. Congress needs to help. Do you honestly think that the former president, should he be reelected, he gonna do anything? He told you what he was gonna do in the town hall. He was gonna pardon those insurrectionists. And then he'll continue to stack the Supreme Court. And he'll make it even worse than what it is now, since the overturning of Roe v. Wade last year. Come on. Him and Ron DeSantis, are you kidding me? You should be ashamed of yourself, CNN. And I'm going to tell you, I did not watch the town hall, but I wanted to do an episode on my podcast about it, because this is about how your government works, and particularly how broadcast media, how they impact elections. And this is a classic case for journalism students or those that are aspiring to get into the field on what not to do. Trust me when I tell you that. Because Kaitlin Collins could have done a better job. They could have set up a real-time fact checker, but they didn't. They know how this man operates. If you press an issue with the former president, trust me, he will back down. But she didn't do it. She would, go in and then she would pull back. If it had been me and he called me nasty, you know what? I'd have told him, yeah, I'd rather be nasty than dirty. And like I said, she did a disservice to herself. But, everybody's praising. Let me rephrase that. Most people are praising her performance, and they're going to reward her with the 9 p.m. primetime spot during the week. Okay, fine. Fine. I mean, you got rid of Don Lemon. Now, granted, what I know about him is what I've seen. And I know there were a lot of women that said he was misogynist. Probably was. But I think he finally had an awakening, and he realized that he had to speak his truth. But a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes over the years, they decided to come down on him now, and they got rid of him. That's their prerogative. He's an at-will employee, whatever. But this person that y'all got, really? Who used to work for Tucker Carlson? That's what you got? Whatever. I mean, I think it's a travesty. I really do. I think what is telling is the reaction of the audience. That's the most telling thing for me. That's the most telling thing. And because you have people out here who genuinely believe everything that man says. They take it as the gospel. And I'm telling you, I'm going to say it again. Elections have consequences. They have consequences. And we need to be prepared. We really need to be prepared for 2024. We need to be prepared. We really, really do. I mean, imagine, like for instance, I'm going to read you some stuff in the Exos article that's dated yesterday, May 15th. Title of the article is this: Scoop, how Trump's team egged him on during CNN town hall. President Trump got more aggressive and more dismissive of moderator Kaitlin Collins as last week's CNN town hall continued. Now we know one reason why, and let's get into this. Backstage during the first commercial break, Exos has learned Trump advisor Jason Miller, as if psyching up a boxer in his corner or egging on a bully, showed Trump moments, old tweets from Democrats blasting CNN and saying Trump was winning. Why it matters, my citizen legislators. Trump, who had been getting miffed at Collins, persistent questioning, went out all pumped up for the second block. He was the leader of the free world again, a Trump confidant told us gleefully. Between the lines, Trump craves abolition to the point that some aides used to carry around positive polls about him so that they could whip them out to show him as a little treat if he started getting grumpy. I can't make this up, my citizen legislator. The article goes on to say, among the tweets Trump was shown was one by Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat from New York, who posted 23 minutes into the town hall before the commercial break, the first commercial break, at about 8:40 p.m. Eastern time. And this is the quote from her tweet. CNN should be ashamed of themselves. They have lost total control of this town hall to again be manipulated into platforming election disinformation, defenses of January 6th, and a public attack on a sexual abuse victim. The audience is cheering him on and laughing at the host, end quote. Article goes on to say this. Trump also was shown a tweet by former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang, who wrote 31 minutes into the show, and I quote, "This hashtag CNN town hall is shaping up to be a clear win for Trump, certainly in the Republican field and probably overall. Andrew Yang, I hate you." The Lincoln Project, 16 minutes in, quote, "Call this town hall what it is, a CNN-sponsored Trump 2024 fundraiser. Disgraceful," end quote. Advisors' advice to Trump in the break. Keep doing what you're doing. What's next? Trump team is talking to several networks about how high-profile interviews and more town halls. Okay. I'm telling you. This ain't no joke. They had to hype him up. They were his hype men. They hyped him up in real time. Can you believe this? I mean, even like Vanity Fair is reporting this. And then look, check this out. In the Insider, Trump says he's amazed that CNN staffers were traumatized by his town hall appearance. Say what? So look, so apparently CNN staffers were horrified watching their network conduct the 70-minute town hall. Yeah, okay, whatever. And check this out. Trump told news outlet The Messenger that CNN should have ignored the backlash and bragged about the ratings instead. This is what this man likes. Ratings. You're giving him attention. Like you've given him attention in 2016, and look what happened to us. I mean, come on. I mean, are y'all kidding me? I mean, having people applaud those sexual abuse comments. One of the CNN staffers was like, it questions his allegiance, their allegiance to this network. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then Trump told The Messenger that he was surprised by the level of hostility he said he received during the town hall. Quote, "I thought they would be neutral and even better than that so they could get the viewers back." End quote. Can you believe that? All he cares about ratings and size of crowds. Yeah, okay. So the CNN town hall with Trump drew 3.3 million viewers, according to Nielsen ratings, putting it on par with viewership figures for Tucker Carlson's top-rated show before he was pulled off of Fox News. Yeah. Yeah, y'all remember now he would call journalists when he was president the enemy of the people, right? Right? I just, yeah. I can't make this up. I cannot make this up. But all he cared about was ratings. All he cared about was ratings. That's all he cares about. I mean, it was just nothing but GOP propaganda. I mean, look, even 3 hours ago on CNBC.com, CNN CEO stands by Trump town hall, but acknowledges production weaknesses. Sources say, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. So Chris Licht said he would have liked to do certain things differently from a production standpoint. Are you kidding me? So they're even talking about doing future Trump interviews. Okay. You are an idiot. All right, fine. He continues to stand by the concept of the town hall, telling people both inside and outside of CNN that the history will likely look kindly on the network's decision to interview Trump. Yeah, whatever. I find this just abhorrent. I do. I find it, yeah. I mean, his claim during the town hall that if he was president again, he would be able to settle Russia's war with Ukraine within 24 hours. And oh, you know what? He refused to even weigh in on the federal ban on abortion because he doesn't know. He doesn't have an original thought in his head. He truly doesn't. He truly doesn't. I mean, yeah, I just like, okay, whatever. I mean, there was a post panel that was co-hosted by CNN anchors, including Jake Tapper and Anderson Cooper. And all of them looked like they had a case of deja vu after the town hall. I mean, come on. I mean, really? But and look, and the sad thing is, because of this town hall, other news networks are going to follow CNN's lead and booking Trump for interviews, especially if he continues to be the front runner to win the Republican nomination for the presidency in 2024. I mean, yeah, I give up. I truly give up. I mean, this is just insane. My citizen legislators, again, this is how news media can impact elections, no matter what level of government. And so they gave him a platform to continue to lie, spew hate, and just be racist. But that's okay. The chief of CNN, he's fine with it. Chris is fine with it. He's fine with it. He can go to sleep at night. Oh, well, you can go to sleep at night, but you know what? People start putting you, if the advertisers continue to pull out, we'll see what happens to you. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I really hope that Jean Carroll sues you. I really do. Because it was defamation all over again. It was defamation all over again. But hey, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, as long as he's the Republican front runner for the Republican nomination, these news outlets are going to continue to book him for interviews. And there's nothing that we can do about it. The only thing that we can do about it, my citizen legislators, is to vote, is to mobilize. We need to start mobilizing on the local level when it comes to school boards, city councils, county commissioners, state legislatures, Congress. We need to have qualified candidates, and we need to keep shining the light. Sunshine is the best disinfectant, my citizen legislators. We need to shine the light on this because this is not going to stop. It is not going to stop. He's going to continue to keep doing this. 2024 is right around the corner. We really need to get our ducks in a row. We need to get our ducks in a row because this is, do y'all want that man back in the White House? Do y'all want him with the nuclear football and the nuclear codes? I certainly don't. I know a lot of people are like, well, I want to leave the country. I'm not leaving my country. You know, my ancestors were forced to come here. I'm here now. Why am I going to leave? Y'all want us to leave. Y'all want to make this country not great again. You want to go back to a way of life where the dominant culture will be dominant. But let me tell you something. The browning of America is here, and y'all are afraid of it. Now, look what's happening in Florida. Yeah, I heard June 1st, there's going to be a strike. We'll see. I hope it happens because you look, put your money where your mouth is. It's all about money and power. You need to look what's going on down in Florida because that could happen nationwide. Trust me when I tell you this. And should former President Agent Orange become president again, I'm telling you, look, they are licking their chops for this. They're waiting. As I have stated before on my podcast before, Republicans, their strategy is the long game. Democrats, y'all need to get with the program. And I don't want to hear when they go low, they go high. I don't want to hear that mess. I do not want to hear that mess. Go for the jugular. Go for the jugular. Y'all witnessed something last Wednesday night for 70 minutes. This man was unhinged for 70 minutes. And they had hype men hyping him up like he was on crack or Adderall or whatever. Now, we just need to understand, we know what he stands for. We know what the MAGA Republicans, what they stand for. We know what they're trying to do. They're trying to dismantle everything. Our system of democracy, our social programs, the safety nets. They want to dismantle everything because then they can go back and say, see, I told you so. Government does not work for you. The government is your enemy. Free market. The private sector will pick it up. Bull. Now, I may not agree with a lot of what goes on in our government, but I'm not going to blow it up just for the sake of blowing it up. That's what Trump wants to do. And that's what his cult followers want to do. So y'all need to just come together, build a coalition of everybody. And we need to keep Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in the White House for another 4 years. We need that. We really do. And on that note, my citizen legislators, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Tune in again to Topless Government, the podcast that blows the top off how your government works. Thank you so much for listening in, tuning in. Really appreciate it. Peace out.